Hello crochet friends, welcome back. We are working on our kite bookmark. We ended last time completing our diamond piece here. Now we want to go around our work with the same color, and we're going to single crochet around our whole piece so that we have nice stitches to work in to make the border. So we want to start with a chain one, so yarn over and pull through for a chain one. Now, if you'll notice when we're going up this side here, they're not actual stitches to work in. So we want to evenly space our work, finding spots. I'm going to start here where we can place a single crochet. So we're going to enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. Our goal with this is to find places that are not too far apart from each other. So it kind of looks the same length stitch. They will all be single crochets. We want to try to not go too far into our work because what that will do is cause a kind of like a hole look to it. It'll give it kind of a hole, and it just won't sit flat and right the way that you want, I think, because it could pull your work a little bit. So as you can see, I'm trying to find different spots going along here, and we're working up to that first little corner. It's kind of like the corner there on the diamond, and we want to get up there with this same color that we had for the kite itself. This, just need a little more yarn here, will make it so much easier for us to incorporate those next stitches. So here we are, we're up to that first one, and it could change up a little bit, so just keep an eye on everything and see how it looks. Do they look pretty much the same size? That is your goal. And then we're going to work up this next side, and we're just going to keep going along. So I put one there. See if I put one here if it's too stretched. And see, and it's pulling that, so I think that's not a good spot. So we're going to keep going along with this. I'm going to find a different spot for that one. Didn't like how that looked. It pulled the work and it looked kind of stretched out. Now it might be a little bit better over here, because I had put one in between, right? So let's see. Yes, see, it looks a lot better. Okay, so take your time with this. Just gonna keep going around until we get a stitch all the way around with this same color, and it'll be great. This will be good. It'll make it much easier. And then I'm gonna change to that darker teal color when we do the outside border. Now if you can incorporate that tail in there, you could tuck that in and not have to worry about doing that later on. So if you can, go right ahead and get that little tail in there. I need one on the top. Okay, and always stop, take a look at your work, review it and see how it is, because sometimes we go along and then we look back and we're like, that doesn't look quite right. Okay, so here I am on the top, and this, I'm going to try to get in here so it doesn't pull so much. I think this would be better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. All right, keep going all the way down this other side until we get to the end, and then we're going to change up our color. Here we go. Okay, when you get to the end, you can either cut off the color you're using or just pull in your next color, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hold my two ends like this, nice and tight, and then I can tuck that in later. So I'm going to use this dark teal, and it's going to be the border going around all these beautiful stitches here. So we're going to go into our first stitch, and these are still single crochets. So we enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. Enter the next one, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. And you can drop your tails if you're holding that behind like I was. That should do it, just a couple of stitches. So we're going to go along and single crochet these until we get to those little corner points. And in there, what we want to do is we want to do 2 single crochets. That way we have a little bit of a turn. It can turn for us a little bit, and it gives a better point to it. So when you get to what you believe is about your point, I would say mine is about right here. You can kind of see it. It protrudes out a little bit. So I'm going to single crochet that one, and here at this one, this is going to get 2. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Okay, and that will give it a little more. It just adds to the shape of it and makes it stand out a little bit. And then we continue along with the single crochet, going up to the next point. And in the same thing, we will do 2 single crochets up there in the same top stitch. Okay, so it just gives it a little detail. You know, and it's preference. Maybe you want it a little more round. That's okay. Then you just do a single crochet there, okay? Just 1. So, you know, everybody does things differently. But for this one, I do think that helps give it that little bit of a point. So here's my top stitch. And I'm going to go in there. And that's 1 single crochet. And then go right back in again with 2. Okay, so keep going with that, right down this next side, going in all those nice stitches you made for yourself. This is so much easier, isn't it, with a stitch in there? So go ahead, single crochet, just don't forget 2 at that point. I'll see you at the bottom point. Here we go. Okay, when you get to the bottom, don't forget you need 2 single crochets down there also, okay? So just like that. Now, we've got that part all set. Now what we're going to do is the lines, and we're going to do that right now while we still have this teal on here like this. And I'm going to show you. I like it as a little cross on here. It just gives it a little definition. It shows the different squares, and I'm going to show you on another one I have over here. I just am going to sew this. So I'm going to get my yarn needle, and I'm going to sew this on here. This is optional. You don't have to do this. Maybe you want it to stay plain. So think about that before you go ahead and do it. Or you could also do chain. You could chain enough length there for each of these and sew that on, because as you can see, the way I'm going to sew it, it's going to go on the front and the back. So I mean, it's again always choices, and I try to give you guys different ideas on what you can do, because I don't want you to think that you have to do it exactly the way I do. So we want a decent length here, right? And you know I'll always have way more than I need because I get nervous I'm going to run out. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to, actually, before I do that, I want to go over here and just, I'm going to give this a little knot right here. Because, you know, either I'm worried that I don't have enough yarn, or I'm worried that my work is going to unravel on me. So I'm going to give that a nice knot, because we're going to come from the back side, so that'll tuck in okay. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to thread this yarn needle with this giant length of yarn I have. Oh dear, it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to go from the back, and I'm going to kind of be at the edge there of the teal, where we made that nice little border, our dark teal. And so we want to go up to the middle. So, you know, try to look at your points. Where's your middle? If you want to count, if you want to be that precise, you can. So, you know, we had across the middle. I'm just kind of going to eye it. I'm going to go right in that stitch there. So this is going to be this nice little length like that, okay? So then, now we know we're on the back there, so we've got to make sure that don't pull it too tight or leave it too loosey-goosey, because it's got to be like kind of just right? So got a good length on it. I'm going to hold it with my finger. Now I'm going to go in the right side, and I'm going to go back to front. And then I'm going to go right back in that middle piece. That's kind of going to be our middle point for everything. It's going to be our spot. And then I'm going to pull through just like that. Then I'm going to go over to this side, back to front, trying to get on the same plane as the other one there, if you can. Let's see. Trying to poke kind of through here. Doesn't really want me to. So take your time with it. It's okay. It's all good. So I'm going to go back to front. And now if you have slack, give everybody a little tug, pull them all together so they're nice and flat. And then I'm going to go back in that middle again. And look at it, because if it doesn't seem like it lines up, you know what I mean? You could always pull it out and do it again. And now at the top, we're going to go up the very top there, getting in the middle, and then through that centerpiece again. Again, check your tension. Now through the centerpiece. Okay, how does it look? So far, so good? Okay, and then you can just go right out the bottom. And there you have it. So you can knot everybody off, tuck them in. This is my other tail. Let me pull that out of the way. But you have it on the front and the back. So hopefully that helps you out. And I'm gonna disconnect everything here. When we meet up next time, we're going to attach with the color that you want for your tail, depending, if that's choice. So we will attach whatever color you want for your tail. I'm gonna do this dark teal, and we're gonna make the bows, and we'll attach everything, and we'll be done. So if you're still working, take your time, have fun with this. I'll see you next time. Thank you, and have a joyful day.